James Dean is dead. Four of us are in Barbara's rec room sitting around the record player. We hang out here often listening to records. Some days we ride the family horses down the paved streets of Baldwin Park. We play 78s. The Midnighters work with me Annie. Annie had a baby. Red Fox. Pat's Domino. But today Phyllis is crying and Barbara has tears in her eyes. Jerry and I are sad, shocked, and don't know what to do to make them feel better. He had been driving his Porsche Spyder up north around Kualami in San Luis Obispo County. Been buzzing down the highway in his Porsche, hit a white Ford that turned in front of him, broke his neck and died on the way to the hospital. He was just finishing up Giant. Damn, only 24. Only 9 years older than us. The girls were in love and heartbroken. Phyllis took up with Chuck, a guy who reminded her of him. Barb's guy, Don, who had dropped out of school, found me on the tennis court and decided he wanted to fight me because he'd heard from Ed that Barb rested her head in my lap on the school lawn. Ed just stood by. Don landed a light jab on the end of my nose. I was laughing because I wasn't even mad. The blood poured down my shirt, and he was satisfied he defended her honor. A known badass who'd been in juvie was watching and decided to show me a few tricks. One involved catching a guy's leg and kicking him in the balls. After graduation, they broke up, and Barbara never came to reunions because she was never the same. Go figure. In our junior year, I wiped out 4 feet of her father's chain link fence with my father's new Nash Statesman, which had seats that folded back and was known as a bedroom on wheels. After graduation, we heard Chuck died in Vietnam. Phil was married by then, working for a bank. Jerry went into the Army. I went to college, but crashed. I joined the Air Force. I got married and don't know what became of Ed, but given his prospects, I doubt it went well. When I got home with my wife and daughter, I went to work as a loan officer at a finance company. Jerry was already home. He'd married, and after a few years, his family moved up north, where he drove milk trucks. We've only spoken twice over the past 50 years or so. Phyllis called me one day, and we agreed to meet at our 50th class reunion. Glad we had a chance to get together because a year or so later she called to tell me she had lung cancer. I spoke again with her about a week or so before she died. She was living with her son and made him promise to move the cat's ashes off the mantle to make room for hers. I saw Barbara one day in the mall. She was sitting with a group of seniors having coffee. I didn't want to interrupt her or make her uncomfortable, so I kept going.